President Trump.
Joe Biden. Joe Biden. President Trump.
The media talk endlessly about the presidential candidates.
Biden.
Donald Trump.
But they leave one out.
We need to give people a real choice, and what they have now is not a real choice.
This is Libertarian candidate Jo Jorgensen.
You can spend your money better than the politicians and special interests.
Because she says smart things like that, we interviewed her.
What's a libertarian?
A libertarian is somebody on your side, not on the side of special interests.
All the politicians say that.
Actually, they think Washington can do a better job. We saw how they shut down the country.
Shutting down the country might be appropriate in a time of a pandemic.
Young people could be out there and really have no more risk than having the flu. So is it right for the government to take away tens of millions of jobs? And I say no.
If government stepped back, she says, the private sector would lead the way.
Walmart says, if you want to shop in our store, if you want to work in our store, you have to wear a mask. So it shows that, yes, we can be adults without the government telling us we need to be adults.
But lots of people say,
this is an absurd political philosophy.
What I think is crazy is spending a lot more than you take in. What I think is crazy is having troops in the Middle East, which makes us more at risk, just like we saw with 9/11. And what I think is crazy is actually having taxpayers pay for the defense of Germany and France. I want to turn America into one giant Switzerland, armed and neutral.
We're going to build a wall.
Jorgensen opposes Trump's immigration restrictions.
You would let anybody who wants to come?
Pretty much. That's what we did before the 1920s. And
but now some people want to murder us.
The risk of somebody crossing the border and doing damage and killing us is less than the risk of being struck by lightning.
A sea of migrants heading north.
There are billions of poor people. Travel is easier now than it was in the 1920s. Some people want to come here to freeload.
That's just not what the numbers are showing. Many of these federal programs need a 5-year waiting list. And if you look at the people who have the initiative to come over here, they typically have the initiative to work.
Trump versus Biden.
This is one of the elections where there's really a difference between the two parties. People say a vote for the Libertarian is a wasted vote.
I would suggest that these two are more alike than in any previous election. Two old rich white guys who both want to make decisions for us, who both want to spend our money.
But Trump voters point out that he
massively reduced job-crushing regulations.
He kept the courts sane. If you take votes away from Trump, you could lose that.
Decency.
Biden voters say we need to get this clown out of office.
I would say we need to get both clowns away from the presidency.
With that message, she's built some grassroots support.
Attendees span from old, young, and minority voters.
She will make this more of a free country that it's supposed to be.
The old parties have tried to keep us down, but not this time.
Actually, probably this time too. Previous Libertarian candidates,
what say, America? You in?
Got less than 4% of the vote. But Jorgensen's campaign is also about building a movement.
We're out here today to let people know that there's another candidate that they can vote for.
Why does America need another candidate? Well, Jorgensen's clear about how libertarians are different. Here's a quick look at some of her points.
All drugs should be legal for adults?
All drugs.
We have a massive trade deficit with everybody.
This is such a tired old argument. I have a trade deficit with my gas station because I buy gas from them and they buy nothing from me. It doesn't matter what one country is.
Joe Biden says it's within our grasp to end gun violence.
I would suggest that we limit gun violence by allowing peaceful citizens to arm themselves.
$15 minimum wage. Biden says it's just a start.
Yeah, it's just a start to minorities not being able to get a rung on the ladder to successful employment.
An existential threat to the health of our planet.
And we have to deal with it.
The free market is the best way. Wherever there's big government, there's more pollution.
Finally.
We've got this enormous federal debt now. What would you do?
If you're digging yourself into a hole, stop digging. We need to stop spending increasing amounts of money on programs. Now we've got Washington in everything we do, and it's just causing more problems.
Washington is causing more problems all the time, and that's why we make these videos. If you'd like to help us make more, please click that button.